Hey gang, it's JC, and this is the Daily Dose for Wednesday, October 27th, 2010, a cooperative venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Archives top of the page, eye candy archives along the bottom, Dave's weather forecast, the audio on iTunes. You can get us on your mobile phone. And don't forget now, we are back on the air on the Big 550 KTRS starting at 10 o'clock every morning, going until 1 o'clock every afternoon. And you can, if you're having reception issues because you can't get AM radio where you are in your office building or something, or you just want to be able to get it a little better, you can download the app for $1.99 called TuneIn Radio. And for $1.99, you can get 40,000 radio stations from around the world. And also, there's a 2-hour record function. Just tap the little record button, and you record 2 hours of the show. You got to come back and do it later and pick up the third hour, please. But that's the deal. But back on the air on KTRS from 10 o'clock until 1 every day. All right, the carousel of co-hosts. Tomorrow, Thursday, professional comedian Joe Marlotti. And on Friday, Smash, Digging the Smash. And we'll have lots more to say about that because we have a very cool contest we're doing on the show every Friday. And it's a whole music-oriented show, so you got to check it out. Well, everybody's wondering what sort of medication you take that makes you trash your hotel room. Because after Charlie Sheen showed up naked and just incoherent and drunk off his ass, and they think there might have been a hooker involved and there might have been some cocaine involved, and yeah, that medication that makes you tear up your hotel room is really something. Charlie was taken to the hospital for psychiatric evaluation. Imagine that. He was not arrested, by the way, and the hotel has yet to file a complaint, but something tells me that's going to come too. According to the New York Post, Charlie went out partying and then returned to his room with a prostitute. He was drinking and snorting coke when he noticed that his wallet and cell phone were missing, and that's when the fun started. Life and Style magazine says that when security entered the room, they found the woman locked in a closet and screaming. She was fearing for her life and was naked. Charlie was incoherent but started screaming slurs at the cops. They recognized him immediately and gave him two options. They could either take him to the hospital or take him downtown to the station, and Charlie was coherent enough to say, I think I'll take that hospital thing. Radar Online says that he's been doing this for weeks. TMZ claims Charlie doesn't even think he needs rehab again. He's just going back and going to pick up where he left off. When you're making $2 million an episode, and you've been doing that for a long time, and you have the history that Charlie Sheen has, why is anybody surprised? I'm just fascinated by these rehab places that charge you something like $15,000 a day for these celebrities and these fancy resort outfits. And at the end of the rehab, they come out, and sometimes they're not better, they're worse. U.S. Weekly says Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal are definitely a couple. They were apple picking over the weekend. You don't pick apples with somebody unless you're serious, because you're missing the football game too, because it's probably Sunday. The creator of one of the greatest cartoons of all time, without question, Rocky and Bullwinkle, has died. Alexander Anderson Jr. passed away on Friday due to complications from Alzheimer's. He was 90. Anderson created Rocky and Bullwinkle with his old friend Jay Ward in the late 1950s. They also created Dudley Do-Right.
I will save you now.
Remember that? Snidely Whiplash? That's just great stuff. Jon Stewart is the most influential man of 2010, according to the annual readers poll by AskMen.com. The top five rounded out to, let's see, we got Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, Kanye West. A lot of computer guys. All computer guys except for Kanye West. And as a matter of fact, when he's singing, he's sort of aided by a computer. So President Obama dropped to 21 from number 4 last year. Tiger Woods was 30 last year. He ain't on the list right now. Girls would rather have the sex talk with their dad than with their mom, according to a new study by New York University. The main reason? Women say they wish their dad would have filled them in on the facts of life and the things that only guys know, like how to translate what guys are really saying and what they really mean, and what they really mean and what they're really saying sometimes doesn't match up. Studies in the past have shown that girls who have more open communication with their fathers about sex and everything else tend to lose their virginity later in life and have fewer total sexual partners. According to a new study in the Journal of Pediatrics, 9.3% of teenagers say that they've had sex with at least one partner who's the same sex. 10%. That's about 1 out of every teenagers, obviously. Doesn't necessarily mean they're gay, though, because a lot of these people who say that they had a same-sex encounter, they don't identify themselves as gay. 43% of women have some form of sexual dysfunction, but only 10% think it's actually a problem. According to a new study in the Journal of American Medical Association, 43% of women have some sort of trouble. Usually it's getting in the mood or trouble reaching the big old O. But only 10% of the women say that they're going to do anything about it. They don't see it as a problem. They think it's normal and they're not going to do anything about it. This is the fascinating part of this. 31% of men also reported sexual problems, but the majority have sought out treatment for their problems. The research firm YouGov ran a study to see what brands Democrats and Republicans prefer, and what they found was they pretty much wanted the same thing. On the top 10 lists for both parties, 7 of the brands are the same. Johnson & Johnson, the History Channel, Discovery Channel, Craftsman, UPS, FedEx, and Cheerios appear on the top 10 on both lists. As for the differences, Google, Sony, and Amazon appeared on the list of brands Democrats like, but not on the brands that Republicans like. And Fox News, Fox, and Lowe's appeared on the Republicans list, but not on the Democrats list. I go to Lowe's all the time. What's that telling me? Google was the number 1 brand for Democrats, Fox News the number 1 brand for Republicans, and we wonder why we're in the situation we're in. Divorce parties and a celebration of divorce instead of like, my marriage broke up, that sort of stuff. Instead, people are like, getting a divorce? Yes, party, big time. And there's all sorts of products and things, cakes and everything, and now ornaments. From the breakup ornament, a spoof of the First Christmas Together figurine ornaments, and the people I read this whole story day before yesterday. I'm reading the whole thing, and it's like, oh, that's sort of funny, they're making ornaments, and it's right here in St. Louis. I'm like, really, a St. Louis company? And then I look, and the name of the gal who is behind all of this is a gal by the name of Liz Tillman, who I dated 26 years ago. And I have not seen Liz since then. I found her on Facebook and said, I'm going to do your story on The Dose. What are you doing? I haven't seen you in 26 years. I thought our paths would have crossed. So we'll see. Maybe we'll hook up with Liz at some point. All right, we have a research thing done by the London Sun, which is one of the big newspapers in the United Kingdom. And basically what they said is, we're going to do some research about what is the best day of the week to do certain things. For example, the worst day to start a diet is Monday. 33% will fail by Tuesday night. Tuesday is the most productive day of all. They say if you're trying to get something done, Tuesday is the day to do it. Wednesday is the best day to ask for a raise because bosses are most likely to listen on a Wednesday because it's generally the least busy day at the office. The best day to have sex is Thursday. And I found that to be the case too. Because there's something about the fact that the weekend's not here yet, but it's coming. And, tomorrow's Friday, and, nobody really works that hard on Friday. And so it's a stress-relieving thing and a way to sort of kick off the weekend a day early. The best time to quit smoking, Friday, because it's right before the weekend where temptations are the highest, but your willpower is fresh enough that you can get past those temptations and make it through the weekend smoke-free. The best day to have a baby is Saturday. For whatever reason, kids born on Saturdays somehow end up statistically better off than other kids. And the best day for eating out is Sunday, because preparing a Sunday night dinner is the most stressful meal to cook. It's also the best day to read your email. People catch up on personal email on Sundays more than any day. I don't know. Some of the best meals we have home cooked in this house are on Sunday night. 60 Minutes is on. You smell a roasted chicken getting ready to come out of the oven. Man, oh man, there's nothing better than that. And if it's snowing out, you got a fire going, come on. You don't want to be you leave your house when you got all that going right in your own house? Former Food Network chef Juan Carlos Cruz has pleaded no contest to trying to hire some homeless guy to kill his wife. He'll be sentenced on December 13th. Zach Galifianakis has joined the cast of the new Muppets movie. Listen to this cast. Amy Adams, Rashida Jones, Chris Cooper, Charles Grodin, and Rachel Ray. It's out next year. She does have a distinctive voice, I'll say that. Cara DioGuardia is going to serve as head judge on her own music competition show on Bravo. Sounds a little desperate. Brett Favre's return to Green Bay was the most watched Sunday night football game ever. Almost 26 million people watched the Packers beat Favre of the Vikings 28-24. By the way, the American League Championship game between the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees was last week's top cable show. Almost 12 million people watched that. Game 1 of the World Series tonight. Joe Buck will be calling the game. Again, thanks to Joe for being on with us on Monday on the new showgram on KTRS. Giants hosting the Texas Rangers. Letterman has Dana Carvey, Robin Williams on The Tonight Show, William Shatner on Jimmy Kimmel, and Barack Obama on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. We have a lot of trick-or-treat stuff that we're going to be sharing with you on the showgram over the course of the next couple of days on the Big 550 KTRS. And we now move on to this story, which is about office supplies. Because, I don't know, when I'm mad at a company, I take Post-it notes home. And markers, Sharpies and stuff like that. And I'm mad at a lot of companies. And I got a lot of office supplies, too. A new survey found that 54% of companies in the United States fully expect employees to steal something of value in the next year. 54%. But 30% of the companies surveyed actually said something was stolen. So the suspicion apparently is higher than the actual fear, itself. The Postmaster General resigned a couple of days ago, and he did it by email. There's the post office problem right there. Nobody's using snail mail for anything anymore. People wonder why I have such a strong stand against organized religion, but I'll tell you, this is the perfect story because there's this gal by the name of Libby Ashby. She's in her 50s, and she's an actress, and she recently got a role in a commercial for a company called AMI, which is a nasal spray designed to keep men engorged, shall we say. We've been hearing about this for a long time. They're testing it out in Australia, and it's just a little nasal spray instead of taking a pill. So anyhow, her church finds out about the fact that she was in this commercial, and they kicked her out of church. Now, aren't organized religions all about procreation? So now this woman does a commercial that obviously promotes procreation, and she does it, and they kick her out for doing it. Makes no sense. Balloon Boy's father is back. He's basically invented this thing that you hang on a wall and scratch your back on it like a damn bear. And you would not believe how obnoxious this guy is in it. This guy has learned nothing from his experience, shall we say, as Balloon Boy's father. Oh boy. Michael Jackson tops this year's Forbes list of top earning dead celebrities. Larry King, by the way, was 11th. Oh, I enjoyed that. Birthdays today, Kelly Osbourne, Ozzy's somewhat screwed up daughter, is 26. Matt Drudge, internet hack, is 44. Lee Greenwood, please stop singing that goddamn song, please. Our Video Village goes back to August of 1993 when David Letterman was kicking off his new TV show. I was looking for some stuff and found it the other day and figured that's sort of nice. I'm starting off my new radio show. Dave was starting it out. We did an interview with him, and he was fooling around with Trish Brown in the studio when he came to St. Louis. We have that video too. The Wayback Machine is Margie Ellisor from the Big Hair days. And our old school photo goes back to 1985 for a picture with me and Ruth Gueri, who we did lots of appearances with, and also Yakov Smirnov. JC's Eye Candy today, Night of Too Many Stars for Autism. Jon Stewart got a woman out of the crowd who bid an enormous amount of money to have Chris Rock cuss out her ex on the phone. It's hilarious. Check it out on JC's Eye Candy. All right, that's it. The Daily Dose for Wednesday, October 27th, 2010. A cooperative venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Don't forget, we're on the air every day on the Big 550 KTRS from 10 in the morning until 1. In the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.